3, 2, and 1. Good day, football fans. We are back once again for our little mini pod to circle around the Club World Cup. More games today. Palmeiras, Al Ahly. We have Inter Miami back in action against Porto. Yes, please have some of that. Sounders, Atletico, and PSG against Botafogo. I'm James Sharman. There's Amy Walsh. We have Jeff Cole. We have Wong there. There's Craig Forrest. And we've got a guest today. From south of the border, it's Madison Crews, host for Atlanta United on the SDH network and 92.9 The Game. Madison, welcome to Footy Prime for the first time.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. This is awesome. I'm very excited. Let's go.
Yeah, well, listen, you'll soon find out anything goes on this show. So just have fun, you know. Don't be offended by anything Wonger says.
Please be offended. Be offended.
No, listen. I do stuff with John Nelson for the SDH network. So I think we got it. Chaos is kind of our slogan for SDH too, so it works.
We love chaos. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's been obviously a busy summer. It's going to be a busy summer for soccer in the States with the Club World Cup. We've got the Gold Cup as well, getting all set for next year's little tournament. With the Club World Cup, how is it being received overall? The crowds up and down, some great crowds, some not so great crowds, lots of noise around that. But overall, how is it being received your end?
Yeah, I mean, I know at least from our end up here in Atlanta, it's been a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to the Club World Cup. It was something that I always had circled because I love getting to learn more about many different soccer cultures just around the world. So for me, it was a really cool opportunity to get to watch so many different styles of play, so many different cultures, fan bases, and, you know, especially coming into today, you got Inter Miami versus FC Porto. Inter Miami, we know very well from Atlanta United, but I'm really excited to get to see what FC Porto is all about as well. In Atlanta, obviously, you look at the attendance records, but I mean, I look at the timing too. Like Monday, that matchup was at 3 p.m. in the middle of downtown Atlanta on a work day. Like likewise for today as well, Thursday, 3 p.m., another again in the middle of a work day. I think you're going to start to see attendance really start to ramp up once we get to like the round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals. Like that's where you're going to see, because that's when you're going to probably get your PSG versus Real Madrid. That's when you're going to get probably Inter Miami versus PSG. Like you'll get the crazy matchups there. And then that's where I think people are like, oh, wow, this is serious, especially once you get closer to the end when it's like, oh, we can get a trophy because of this. But for the most part, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it for the most part, seeing so many different fans come in. It was really cool on Monday getting to see LAFC and Chelsea, like just a unique one. Just like it was the first time you saw a Major League Soccer side face a Premier League side. It was like, that was really cool. And LAFC held their own. Like it was one where I was like, I don't know how LAFC is going to do. And I thought they held their own up against Chelsea.
No, 100%. Yeah. And I mean, listen, we know you guys have massive support down in Atlanta. I mean, some of those MLS scenes are fantastic. Is the MLS fan base, are they accepting this thing? Are they going to turn out, like you said, eventually? Or is it still very much, we have what is ours and we're a little bit suspicious of anything FIFA related?
I know at least from LAFC, I mean, the crowd there was a whole bunch of supporters there. We were at doing a pregame show over by Centennial Yards, over by Wildleaf. There's a bridge that like connects from like one way to like walk to the Bends. There was a whole group of LAFC supporters. They walked down that entire bridge. They were chanting all the way up to the Bends. That was really cool to see, especially just because of the flights and going back and forth. I can only imagine. I think I even heard some people drove a couple of days, which was wild. I was like, oh my goodness, to Atlanta? Crazy. And in this traffic, nah, you wouldn't. I already have to do it like from Kennesaw down there. I don't want to have to do it like for several days. That would be rough. But I'm really excited for Inter Miami. We know how well Inter Miami travels, as well as the support, obviously, with Lionel Messi, as well as Luis Suarez, Busquets as well. I think you're going to see a lot more attendance, I think, tonight, just because of who you have showing up with Inter Miami and with Messi and all of them. From what I've seen, it seems to be a lot of great support. I mean, from everything that I'm seeing, I know from here in Atlanta, it's cool because you're also dealing with fan bases, I think, for Premier League too. A lot of Chelsea fans are Atlanta fans. A lot of Man City fans are Atlanta fans. A lot of Atlanta fans just love soccer. So they're like, okay, cool, let's go. Like, this is awesome. So it's been like, I've seen a lot more of support than I think I've seen negative here.
I actually wanted to ask you a little bit more about that because in terms of MLS and its fandom, really, if you're Don Garber, you want to take Atlanta and its fan base and that stadium, and you want to drop that into every single market. right? So it's pretty impressive. So you touched on it a little bit there. Do you think it makes it more difficult or easier for FIFA Club World Cup games like this, and then projecting forward towards next year in the World Cup in terms of getting that unique fandom kind of on board and translating it to a different competition?
I think it helps because Atlanta is such a soccer epicenter as well already. I think you have such a diverse community up in Atlanta as well. And you get so many different people from so many different backgrounds who just love the beautiful game. And that's what I think has been so beautiful about Atlanta United. I was honored. Like, I was a founding member of Atlanta United back in 2017. I was a fan in the stands at Bobby Dodd Stadium. And now, I mean, getting the chance to even work and be a part of getting to tell the story of Atlanta United is a dream come true for me. But I know from being enriched in the fan base, from being now seeing it from the outside, seeing it from a media perspective and being a part of it, it's so cool and so enriching, just like who you meet, how you meet. Like, you can just connect. I'll see an Atlanta United hat and I'll be like, I'm like, Vamos ATL. And then we have like a 5-10 minute conversation about the club and what's going on. Like, it's very much like that Southern hospitality feel as you normally get. But I think it's definitely something to capitalize on because of just how big Atlanta is and how rich the soccer community is here, because you're not only looking at Atlanta United. I mean, I'll tell you what, tomorrow I'm going to a WPSL matchup between Decatur FC and Georgia Impact, and it's women's soccer. And the last time they played each other last season, they broke the attendance record for WPSL up there in Decatur. So it's this soccer community. It's not just Atlanta United. It's so many other different things. Like it's incredible. It's so cool to be a part of it.
Well, back in 2001, the inaugural year of the WSA, I played for the Bay Area Cyber Rays. And then I was unceremoniously moved to the Atlanta Beat. So I heard that shout out for Bobby Dodd Stadium. Yeah. So I have a special place in my heart for Atlanta. So I love that. And that you tied women's soccer to it as well, because it's not just that MLS fandom and that culture. It goes much beyond that, doesn't it?
Oh, it's insane. I mean, like I've done stuff for Georgia Impact as well. I've done stuff for Decatur too, but like it's crazy. Like this, it's not just like, I think men's or women's, it's like everyone just loves soccer. It's like, yes, like whatever it's on, it doesn't matter if it's the US men's national team, US women's national team, if it's WPSL, NWSL, or if it's MLS, like you see so many different people come together to support. I mean, I was at the Brew House Cafe, I think during the World Cup qualifying. And I mean, the amount of fans watching Argentina go forward and play there as well, Colombia as well, like it's incredible. It's so cool to get to just be in Atlanta and get to see so many different things. It's so cool. It's so cool.
And Atlanta has, in Madison, always been a great sports town as far as supporting other franchises. And even going back to the old NESL days, the Atlanta Chiefs, Kaiser Boateng, he ended up taking the Chiefs logo and it is now the Kaiser Chiefs. So they've got a rich history there. But is it this that people come from everywhere, and when United started Atlanta, that they grasped it right away because it was like, well, I'm a basketball fan. I could be a Laker fan. I could be, a Edmonton Oiler fan or whatever, but I'm not a soccer fan, particularly of a team. But now Atlanta United's out, and here we go, because you guys hit the ground running. Is that part of it?
I think so. I think even with the Atlanta Falcons, with the Atlanta Braves, like you have such a rich history and a rich culture already cemented, I think, with Atlanta sports already. I include the Atlanta Hawks as well. I think that's also a big one too, even through all the highs and the lows as well. As with everything else, with everything that comes with those teams too, like this group and this fan base has stuck with it all the way, from all the big moments to some of the moments where it feels almost bleak at times, but then you get that hope and it just keeps going. Like that's, I think, the true like the true sports fan as well. I include college as well, like Georgia Tech, the roots for there as well, Georgia State, Georgia, like the roots you have for both college, like it's crazy. I think it's always been there. I think even for soccer too, like I think I even say it before Atlanta United, like I was invested into soccer and I knew all of that before, but with Atlanta United, I really grasped onto it. And that's where I really felt my love for soccer grow even more, because I think I actually had a home team where I could be like, yes, like that's my team. Like this is it. Like this is where I can like put all my attention to. But I think soccer's always been around Atlanta, and I think it just needed an outlet. And I think Atlanta United was that outlet. And now you're seeing it grow. Because I mean, we had the Atlanta Silverbacks as well before as well too. Like I think you have that rich history of soccer in Atlanta. But I think Atlanta United was able to really bring it to the forefront and now showcase to the world, hey, like we've been here, but now you're finally seeing it.
when we look at Canadian soccer and the Canadian soccer Zeitgeist, as Dubs would call it when she uses a really good word, so we don't understand. There's that it's based around the hardcore fan, right? We got lots of, well, I say a lot. We've got hardcore fans. They make up that community, that culture here. The problem's been trying to attract the other people, the peripherals, the casual fans, the new fans. Is that the same in the States? Do you think that there's more of you, obviously, over there, but it is still that hardcore, or are you seeing more of these casual fans becoming hardcore fans?
I think it's a mix of both. Like, because I think when you get a team like in your state, I think it's obviously easy to draw to that. But then you'll see so many fans who are like, yeah, I'm from Philadelphia, but I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Or it's like, or I'm from this area, but I support the Braves. And it's like, oh, okay, like that's cool. It's like, so I think it depends, I think, just on the person. I think I see it more in the States, where I think it's more of like, I kind of align a lot of the soccer stuff with a lot of like college football, I think, here in the States too. Because I think that's where a lot of that rich culture comes from. When you go to a college and you attend that college, like you bleed that college. I was raised a Georgia fan, but I went to Kennesaw State, so I'm always going to be an owl, you know? Like I'm always going to be like Hootie Hoot, but like I also do read.
Wait, Hootie Hoot?
That's what it is.
The chant?
Yeah, legit. That's what it is.
You're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to see those fingers like that, Madison. It's like that'll get us banned on the tube.
Hootie Hoot, guys. That's my college. That's my alum. As we go, but but I'm still a Georgia fan because I was raised a Georgia fan as well. Yeah. So I think like you have the roots there, but I think a lot of times like when you go to different places, you root for different teams and everything. I think it's a mix, because I've talked to a lot of Atlanta fans who are a little more casual and like they listen to 92.9 and then we talk about soccer and it allows them to get a little bit more like, oh, like I didn't know that about the game, or I didn't know about this element of the game. And I learned it from listening to you, to Mike Conti, to Jason Longshore, to Abe Gordon, like talking about it on 92.9. So you get a mix, I think. And I think with the soccer growing as well, especially with all the events coming to Atlanta, you're getting a lot more people being like, oh, like this is becoming a big thing. I want to know more about it.
I'd love to hear your take. I know we're talking Club World Cup, but I want to shift gears and hear more about Hootie Hoot. No. The U.S. men's national team.
What is a blowfish? Oh, working there.
Yes, well. Exactly. What does it do? What is your take on the drama of and it seems like more of a daytime drama when the dad got involved, Mr. Pulisic? Like it turned into all of a sudden they're throwing each other in the friends fountain. It was like one of those. And what do you think about Pulisic and Pochettino and this whole, no, you're not doing it, you have to do it my way, and the response to having to do it his way? Is it too much, or are these professionals are they taking something for granted, which is the playing for your national team?
For me, I think when you look at the Pulisic situation, when I first saw it, obviously, when everyone saw that Christian Pulisic wasn't on the roster, everyone was like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? But once it comes out, I mean, you look at Christian Pulisic and his playing career up to this point. I mean, he has been nonstop for about 2-3 years now. And with AC Milan too, like it's one of those things where this is an opportunity right before the World Cup to get a break, to really sit down and be like, okay, here's a break. And you look at the roster, the way it's shaped out as well. You're missing Timothy Weah. You're missing Weston McKennie. You're missing Gio Reyna to the Club World Cup. They're playing for their clubs there. You're already not going to be playing with your preferred starting 11, your per starting group, because a lot of them are doing different things for their respective clubs. So at the end of the day, it's like, this is an opportunity to get that break, to take a moment to breathe a little bit. And I know that I think Christian said that he asked to play in the 2 friendlies and Pochettino said no. I think that's the right call by Pochettino. Like, you want to have a specific group to play with, especially heading for the Gold Cup. You don't want to have these parts moving in and out and having it be confusing in those moments. So it makes sense to want to not have him be there for this roster, for this run, to let him take the break, because it doesn't make sense for him to come in for those 2 friendlies just to play and then go take a break. It's like, take the break, take the opportunity to rest and recoup and get ready. And that way you're rested and ready to go for the World Cup. I think a lot of the drama, I think, has been overblown a little bit. And I think from some of the comments too, like, I think people are taking it and running with it as in it's a thing of, oh, like they dislike each other. This is happening. This is that. I think it's really just a decision of, we want you to come play, but you need to rest. You said you needed to rest. This is an opportunity for you to rest. So take the opportunity to take a break. And then we'll come back when we have these friendlies and you get the opportunity to come play for the U.S. men's national team.
That's not fucking funny. There's no drama there. She just basically walked okay, don't overreact. You're right. It all made sense the way you said it.
I think it's a good thing, right? I mean, I think it's an example of how soccer's becoming more popular in the States, that there is a little bit of scandal and people like a little bit of juice and scandal now and again, right? And people are talking about this and people that wouldn't know the name Pochettino or Pulisic before might know it now. So bad news isn't always really bad news, right? It's an example of just where the game's going.
Yeah, and I think like it's one of those things where like I even saw things of people saying that like Pulisic should lose his captaincy because of this. And I'm like, no, let's not go that far, guys. Like it's one of those things where you need a break. Like these players, especially where I think the game is moving now, like it can be so like compressed with schedule and everything. And you want to know what your body can do. You don't want to push yourself to the extreme and then you can't play in the World Cup. That would be the issue because that's the tournament where it's like you're looking to that because that's on home soil. Like that's the opportunity to really like make it and make a moment. And it's one of those things where you want your player to be rested. You want him to be ready to go. And also too, I'm also excited about it because it opens up opportunities in the Gold Cup for us to see Diego Luna step forward. And I love Diego Luna from watching Real Salt Lake. He's someone that I watch every single time they're playing. I'm watching Diego Luna. I'm going to watch him because he's incredible. And we've seen him break through. It's an opportunity for McGlynn to get an opportunity to step up in those moments. Like Patrick Agyemang has stepped up too. Like it's an opportunity to see some of these younger faces who are going to be kind of filling in those spots once this World Cup is over with. They could make an opportunity and make a start and possibly get in the conversation for, hey, I want to be on this roster and you need me on this roster.
Do you think if the results were better, this wouldn't be such a big deal?
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. I think it's a lot of overreacting from the sense of looking at the roster with it. I look at it too. I really like Pochettino. I think he was a great hire for the US. I think he's going to bring an element that I think we need. I think he brings a lot of that grit and that fight and like, this is how I want it. And this is what the identity of the U.S. men's national team is going to be. And I really like that. And I think he's cemented that. And I think it can be difficult sometimes. I think for the first couple of games, trying to get your style, trying to get your system translated to some of the players who maybe aren't used to it or are trying to feel it out as well. And it doesn't help. I think when he came in, it's like you get these friendlies, then you're preparing for the Gold Cup. Then you have all these other things going on. Club World Cup's happening. You can't even bring in some of the guys that you want to maybe bring in for this. So it's a lot of different moving tables. It's a whole chess game. But I really like Pochettino. I think he's done a great job in cementing a firm identity of what he wants his U.S. men's national team to be.
It's culture shifting. And the bottom line is the States beat up on CONCACAF for years. They haven't really won a big game against the European competition for, I think, 2002 World Cup. It's been that long. And the amount of money being invested in the sport in that country, it's time that they took the next step. And maybe it is a cultural thing, and it may be tough at first, but he'll affect that change. And good start to the tournament, and Saudi Arabia tonight, which would be interesting. So
I'm nervous. Like Saudi Arabia is like a dark horse. I think like they're very solid. Like that's going to be a hard matchup, and I'm interested to see how it shapes out. It's going to be a mix of me having like 2 screens of watching Club World Cup and then having the U.S. men's national team on the other. I'm going to have like 3 TVs going in my apartment. It's going to be really bad. My my electric bill is going to go way up, but it's okay. It's worth it. No, but that matchup for me was the one that I circled because I was like, okay, if we can get a good result against Saudi Arabia, I think we'll be okay because they're a side that I think can be really dangerous.
Absolutely. Listen, Madison, this is great. We're going to get you back on and talk at Atlanta United when the MLS is in action. Really enjoyed this, though. Thanks so much. Enjoy all 3, 4, 5 matches tonight, whatever you're watching. But thanks so much. Yeah, come back anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. You guys are welcome to come on SDH as well. Come on over. We'll have a good time.
Can I drop the F-bomb?
Let's go.
Also, go Big Red.
Thanks so much.
Madison. That's awesome.
No,
that's Madison Crews.
Thank you guys. That was fun.
At Madison Crews 7 is where you can find her on all your social media platforms. And don't forget, you can watch every FIFA Club World Cup game free on DAZN. Sign up now. We're back same time, same place tomorrow. Thanks so much, everyone. Cheers for listening. Bye-bye.